Yo, we are back, and this is the Gauntlet Friday night. Welcome, everybody. I am your moderator slash host, Denzel Snipes. To the right of me, James, JT, Tatum, and to the bottom left, looking like the Black Joker. Hi, I am Joe, JJ Jenkins, Ravens aficionado. And to the bottom right, it's been a while since we had him on. Our boy, our man, Gregory J, who's also here in the H-Town. Also, reach out to him. I'm pretty sure he's going to have his info out there. Of course, you can see it's Greg 72. He runs a photography gig. His work is awesome. Please reach out to him. You got a wedding. You got a graduation. You just want to take some pics, standing by a tree and a dog. Hey, he do that.
I wish you was in Philly. I would hire you.
I come out there, though. Get my ticket. I give it for free.
I need a graduation shoot.
James think he.
I've been looking for somebody for the past few months.
Hey, you fly me out, do for free, guy. Fly me out, do for free. I got
you. Thank you, Greg. You better tell him fly you out for free if you think.
Hey, that's love, right? JT, you need to lock that up. That's love right there. That's love right there. You need to lock that up.
I got you.
He'll fly to Philly. He got you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Get me out there. I got you.
Well, everyone, we are broadcasting live on Instagram, Twitter, Sideline Sports One. We're also on YouTube and Facebook, Sideline Sports. You can also catch some of the replays on Stream TV. We're also on DBTV, LinkedIn. Be sure and check us out. If you are on YouTube, hit that like and subscribe button because it's not just the Gauntlet. We also got the Sideline Sports Show, Confidential, Pun is Punted, First and 56, Brushing the Back with Kobe Wright, Basket Bros, you name it, we got it. And we got a lot of great material weekly, all day, every day, the best. And we're debuting a new show in August. It's an all-pro wrestling show, myself and Jacob Christner. Some more information on that in the days to come. And so, without further ado, what you said, man?
Nothing. I was just saying that was a lot. You want a lot of stuff, bro. You a man with the master plan.
I hear that.
You know, hands than me.
Well, without further,
I can barely do one show.
Without further ado, we're gonna get on to our mainstay on the Gauntlet, and that is Sports Moron of the Week. Listen, topics.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to cut you off, but for Sports Moron, you got to keep that short.
Yeah. No. It's all good. Shout out to Kirk Chavez for the inspiration for the new video. But Sports Moron of the Week is the mainstay. Topics come and go, formats come and go. That right there is a mainstay. I'll start off with this one. I didn't really have. I'm gonna go a bit against the grain here. My apologies in advance. But didn't really have a sports moron, but just a bit of news. It's probably not a shock to a lot of people. But Phil Rivers and his wife are expecting a 10th child in October. By far, they have 7 girls, 2 boys, ranging from ages 4 to 21. They are expecting a hopefully healthy baby boy in the fall. So here's to Phil Rivers, number 17, enjoying retirement. It's 2023, and he still can't pull out of a driveway. Hey, but at least it's all by the same woman, so you good, bro. You good. But I'm going to pass on to JT.
Bro, no, hold on. I got something to say about that, bro, because at some point, bro, I don't know how Phil can keep going. Like, at some point as a man, like, you got to be physically drained from doing this. Think about all the countless times that you rock in the bed. Like, at some point, man, you just got to be out of that juice. Like, it doesn't last forever. Like, I really want to know what Phil Rivers be on. Like,
you say the juice don't last forever, and before you continue, say the juice don't last forever. Al Pacino just had a baby like a month ago, and he's 83.
My man said, I ain't scoring Super Bowls, but I'm getting the baby bowl.
Got a whole team. Golly.
Well, I mean,
bro.
It's all by his wife. I mean, he's not paying alimony or child support or nothing.
I think something is in the water because Antonio Cromartie has 11 kids. Phillip Rivers has 10 kids. So something might be going on up in that San Diego, LA area. I'm just saying.
Yo, remember running back Travis Henry? Didn't he have like 10 kids? But his got multiple women.
How many kids does Nick Cannon have?
12.
Does he have like
12. 12. Nick Cannon got 12. He has like, I think number 11 and 12 are on the
way.
That's absurd.
Philip's genital area. What about his wife's reproductive system, girl?
Man, how
That's what I'm saying. Like something here.
I'm sorry if I was a girl. If I was a girl, I'm drawing limit at 3. I'm just being honest with you. No, thank you. No more than 3.
3 more max rest of the league.
Well, Sports Moron, JT, go.
Greg, you can go ahead. I have to pull up something for mine. So if you have one, you can go ahead.
He got to pull up the quote.
Yeah, I'm gonna read it. Like,
all right. Hope I ain't take none of y'all on. Can we call the question Northwestern University? Because what are they on? Like, more specifically, the head football coach.
They want to be they so bad.
Here's my thing with Pat Fitzgerald. My thing is this guy was a lifer, for what I understand, right? Go player there, ended up being coaching there. He's been there for at least 30 years, right? So essentially, that is his whole world. The fact that you can come on this TV, beyond the internet, talk about you know what was going on. My God, that's not an excuse no more. Like, we talking about. I mean, I'm gonna give you a little bit of situation, a little history lesson. I went to Prairie University, right? When I got there, they was literally like a semester away from bringing back all the Greeks that had been out for like the last 15 years prior, due to hazing and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So, even I was the president of an organization one time, and they told me from the get-go, if something happens under your watch, no matter if you was there or not, you getting canned, you get in trouble. My roommate got suspended for a year, and stuff like that. So for Pat Fitzgerald to talk about how he knows what's going on, my God, you got to figure out something, dog. You got to be you can trust to see what's going on. All this whole Shrek mask or whatever, you can give these dudes signals during practice. My God, you know what's going on. You got too much power over there to not know what's going on.
True.
So that's and I don't know what's going on at baseball coach. Same thing. You have too much power. You know what's going on. So that's all I know. And also the president, get him out of there too. Everybody, clean your house. Just clean your house at this point. Because what's going on over there? That's where I'm at.
I mean, and the crazy part about it is at absolute best in the last 17, 18 years, Northwestern's been a mid-tier team. So it's not like they were winning conference championships and that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like when that stuff happened with USC or LSU through the years or whoever, at least they were bringing in championships. You know,
make it worth it. If you're gonna go do the shenanigans, make it worth it. You know, like even like the whole. I mean, granted, again, we live in Houston with the Astros. Same thing with the owner. He didn't know what's going on. My God, this is your squad.
Yeah,
this is your house. Regardless if you knew what was going on, as bad as it was, this is your house. I ain't trying to hear all of that. And I keep saying for everybody. If you the owner of this house, what goes on your house is it goes on your watch.
Yep.
If you don't have control over what's going on in your watch, you ain't fit to run an operation.
Yeah, and then it's same situation with the Penn State years ago. You know what I mean? That whole situation. And especially for as long as Paterno been there, it's like, how do you not know? You know,
exactly.
Yeah, but no, excellent.
I'm pretty sure you did know.
I think you all know the answer to this question.
As far as
what question? What can you ask?
JD,
he talking about what happened under the roof. Child, you know he condoned that stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, ain't no way you did not know. If you did not know, that's just as bad, even worse. I would own up to it. I don't know. At this point, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, JT, did you pull yours up?
I'm gonna let JJ go ahead if he has one.
Huh?
You don't have one?
His face.
You don't have one? All right, I got 2 of them though. Okay, the first one
we know you got.
And Observer Sports also says Terrence Williams, former Cowboys wide receiver, this week
pretty
on,
good.
I'm not sure what podcast it was, but this is what he said. Terrence Williams on Dak Prescott versus Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is spectacular, but to me, it's not even close. Jalen is more of a runner. Dak has the luxury of, do I want to rush or do I want to throw for 400 yards? Jalen is bottled at 100 yards rushing and 200 yards passing. He's a ground and pound QB. Dak's the best of both worlds. Okay, let's break this down. Number one, Dak is not the best of both worlds because Dak, earlier in his career, he used to be able to be more dynamic with running the ball. But in 2020, when he had that ankle injury, pretty much the last couple of years since then, he hasn't really, running really hasn't been an effective part of his game anymore. Second of all, saying that it's not even close. Jalen Hurts had a great season last year. Jalen Hurts in the Super Bowl had one of the best games that we've seen a quarterback play in the Super Bowl in a losing effort, but he still had one of the best performances that we've seen in the Super Bowl. It cannot be denied. Dak Prescott last season, despite missing several games, he still tied the league lead with Derek Carr for the most interceptions by a quarterback. So I really don't feel like this should even be a conversation because I think that he kind of has this backwards. I think that Jalen is a much better player with a much higher ceiling than Dak Prescott. And I also think that when we see this season, Jalen is going to be even better than he was last year because losing the Super Bowl with a guy like this, with the guy that's wired the way that he is, it's going to keep him up at night. And when you have guys that keep him up at night, they in the building, they're trying to work, he's trying to get back. So I think that we're going to see better from him. But, saying all this stuff about Dak and, Jalen, he's a running quarterback. He's not a running quarterback. He's a quarterback that can run. He had one of the best accuracies with deep ball passing last year. This is a guy that people say can't throw the ball. But so everything pretty much that he said is wrong. And, it was just kind of one of those narratives about, anybody like Jalen, anybody like Lamar, anybody that has the athletic ability, they're basically a running back. So that's pretty much what it was.
Listen, I don't know what the hell T. Will was even smoking. I don't know if this is a ploy to try to get one more shot with the Dallas Cowboys or what. But it is very apparent, and I'm just going to say this and be done with it. Jalen Hurts led his team to the Super Bowl. Dak did what we expected him to do and led them to the divisional round. He couldn't get out of the divisional round, just like T. Will, your quarterback, Tony Romo, couldn't lead y'all out of the divisional round. So it's the same old in Dallas. But stat for stat, ability for ability, yeah, I got Hurts, okay? And let's keep it real. The only reason why you see Prescott throw for 400, 500 yards is if Zeke Elliott becomes predictable and gets stopped with a roadblock and gets, 35 yards. Oh, feed Zeke. Yeah, 10 carries, 25 yards. That's why he's having to throw for 500 yards a game. He has no running game. Jalen Hurts has a three-headed monster at running back. So you have the ability of he can hand it off, he can run himself, he can throw. He's got outstanding receivers. Philly, one of the best offenses, not only on paper, but statistically in the NFL. Yeah, T. Will, again, if you want another tryout with the Cowboys, just call the old man, okay? You still got his number. Anyway, JJ, you got something or are we good?
I actually had a second one that I was going to share too.
Go for it.
David Blatt. I think a lot of people forgot that this guy actually existed. He was a former head coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers. And there was actually a quote from him as well. And this was a quote from David Blatt about LeBron James. I always felt that the best player in the world was on the other team. You put 3 or 4 guys on LeBron and you can slow him down. We had no answer for Steph Curry. I don't think there is one. And the only thing that I'm going to say about this quote is it's just the way that he tries to casually say, "Oh well, you know, LeBron, he's not that great. You could just put like 4 guys on him, and he's gonna slow him down." Like what?
Okay,
Like
so
anybody you put 4 guys. The reason that you put 4 guys on
Just because they are
LeBron or
right.
any great player
'Cause
is
they are
because
right.
there literally is no other way to stop him. So I just thought it was funny that he said it like it's a normal thing for 3, 4
see,
guys guarding one guy.
this
It's
is what
not.
happens when you don't have a phone number of somebody and you got to do it through the media, right? Because here's the thing: we got to remember this too. David Blatt was never supposed to coach LeBron. LeBron just happened to show up. And once LeBron showed up, guess what? They were like, you ain't the coach no more. You just there. You the babysitter. You watch the other 10 guys. LeBron do what LeBron does. That's all that is. It's just sour grapes because of that. He knew that when LeBron showed up, he was out the door.
Yeah.
That's why he's talking crazy now. And it's
And
easy
see-
to talk crazy after the fact.
And see
got-
the part that David Blatt so conveniently leaves out because he's like, oh, well, you said, well, we had no answer for Steph Curry, right? He conveniently left out that LeBron had to go against Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and Kevin Durant as well.
Mhm.
In fact, they built that team. They recruited KD to beat LeBron. That proves further LeBron's greatness. But he conveniently left that part out. I'm sorry, Greg. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, David Blatt was
No, you
tripping,
good.
man.
Now you can know you're right. You're right. But again, it's easy to do that when you want to throw darts at somebody. So
Once again, if he wants a job, what is up with these former players and coaches with these crazy
He ain't getting
takes?
no damn
It's
job.
They
sour
ain't got a
grapes.
job. Yo, just
it's sour
contact
grapes.
somebody. Like, come on, man.
It's sour
Like,
grapes. It's all it is. It's sour grapes. It's their way of speaking to the actual. Because again, if you don't have a direct line, the next option is to go through somebody else. It'd be one thing. Let's just say I had a beef with James, but I couldn't get a direct line. Guess what? I'm telling you all this crap about James. You're gonna say to everybody else, including James. That's all it is. They don't have a direct line no more. You can't speak to me. You gotta speak about me. You don't have a number no more. So yeah, that's the only option he had. That's what they do it for.
Factual.
pretty much.
JJ, what you gonna say?
If I could play devil's advocate,
Of course you are. But go ahead.
I mean, the guy did play. I think he did play with Dak for like a year or 2 years, if not. With maybe I'm wrong, but I mean, he's a cowboy. Of course, he's gonna ride his cowboy. I mean, come on now.
Doesn't mean he's right.
You can stick up for your team. That's great. Now
Just
the
shoe on the
problem
other
is
foot. If he said this about Lamar, you would be saying this is a ridiculous quote because it is.
Can I finish the comment? Like, geez.
Go ahead, JJ.
finish comment, my guy.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, can we honestly? I mean, what cowboy or former cowboy has not said this before about any other cowboy? I think for me, what they say out their mouths is kind of like white noise to me because I expect them to say that. Of course, you're not going to sit there and say an NFC East rival is better than you, and especially with this Cowboys team who we know from years of existence. If there's one thing that they do, they are loyal to their team. They will back whoever it is, no matter what it is, no matter how bad they were, or whatever the case may be. And I will touch on Jay's point. Yes, Tony Romo has never got past the divisional round, but Dez did catch it. And
He
Dez
did.
did have that chance for them. And I do know that was the one year Tony Romo had his best chance to get all the way. And they definitely did not want him going up to Russell Wilson in Seattle because they beat him before in the regular season and do it again because they could not stop handling DeMarco Murray at that time. So,
Before you continue, just real quick, okay? Let's say they rule that a catch and DeMarco Murray punches it in. You do realize you're giving Aaron freaking Rodgers 5 minutes.
even still, the way
You can beat them with 30 seconds.
Mind you, though, Aaron Rodgers was carving him up on one leg.
So I'll be honest with you, I am a little inebriated right now, so I'm not sure if the year is right. Even still, Tony Romo in that particular year had shown he can match people point for point because I think that's the same year he matched Peyton Manning point for point. So it's not as if Aaron Rodgers had 5 minutes. If Tony Romo had 2 minutes with that particular Dallas Cowboys squad, I still would give him a chance to win the game. Because that Dallas Cowboys squad, in my opinion, throughout Tony Romo's career, outside of 2007, was the best team that they ever had. But that's neither here nor that's a tangent right there. So either way, I expect Cowboy Nation to run with each other because that's what they do. They're going to run for each other regardless, whatever the case may be. You very rarely have few people like Bernard Pollard, who's been very critical of Lamar Jackson. You very rarely have people who play for a team will be critical of the player that's playing for said team.
Right.
Now, back to the LeBron.
All right, we're going to have to cut it there, guys, and go to our next topic.
Okay.
Yeah, we're 21 minutes over. But our next topic, let's see here. Which quarterback with new team is under the most pressure in 2023? Some of the names that come to mind that I looked up. Well, you got Desmond Ridder in Atlanta. You got Derek Carr in New Orleans. Of course, CJ Stroud in Houston. Bryce Young in Carolina. Richardson in Indianapolis, provided he gets the starting job. Jimmy G in Las Vegas, provided he stays healthy. And, of course, A-Rod in New York for the Jets. Real quick, I'm just going to say it's A-Rod. To me, it's kind of obvious. Not only is this, can he do it without the Packers? How much does he have left? But also, he's playing in New York. So that New York media is going to be ferocious. It's not like playing for any other market or nothing. So Aaron Rodgers, to me, kind of has triple to prove. He is in a division with Josh Allen and Tua Tagovailoa, provided he stays healthy. Not really worried about Mac Jones, but I think the pressure more is on A-Rod, but we're talking about a guy who won MVP 4 times. I think the question is his father time really caught up to him. But my pick is A-Rod. JT, who you got, man?
I mean, the obvious answer is Aaron. I don't think any of these other guys are really even in the same stratosphere with Aaron Rodgers, for one. So none of these guys are considered great quarterbacks. Derek Carr, not a great quarterback. Baker Mayfield, not a great quarterback. You know, none of these guys that really changed teams this year has really ever been considered great other than Aaron. So I think that's the first part of the equation. And then everything, like you said, being in New York, being in the spotlight, there's high expectations. The Jets have a talented team. They got a lot of weapons for him to throw the ball to. You got Garrett Wilson, the rookie of the year last year, Breece Hall, the running back, was having a good season, got injured. You know, they've got guys. They brought Lazard, who he had success with in Green Bay. Look, I think that the Jets team on paper has talent, and they have enough talent to where, you know, you look at Buffalo, you look at Miami, they can compete with those teams. So I think that for the New York Jets, I think that they need to win the division this season, and then the Jets need to be one of those teams that's in the mix in these AFC playoffs with the Bengals, with the Chiefs, with the Bills, with the Dolphins, with the top teams that's trying to compete for a Super Bowl. Because I think a guy like Aaron, that's the reason that they bring him there. They don't just bring him there to be a wild card team. They bring him there because they're trying to win something. So that's how I view it, and I just don't see any of the other guys. Like, how can you really say, you know, Derek Carr, like, really, are you going to say that there's pressure on Derek Carr? You know, I don't see it. So I think that the answer to this question, there's only one answer. It's Aaron.
Yes, it's definitely Rodgers. I like to look at the schedules and looking at the Jets schedule real quick. Obviously, AFC East, they got the Texans, which, I mean, let's be honest, should be a W. Then we got them better. They got the NFC South, so you should be able to sweep that division entirely. And you might have trouble with, let's see, what team they got? Then they got the AFC West as well this year. So maybe a little bit tougher division, but it's still AFC East, NFC East as well. So you should definitely at least challenge for the division, if not win it. So yes, it's definitely Aaron Rodgers. Everybody else is literally, like you said, either been passed around like, you know, salad, or older at this point, haven't proven nothing, or they're rookies that haven't even taken a preseason snap yet.
Yep.
So it's hard to really consider those even in part of the equation. Of course, Baker, is he gonna play? I don't know. I doubt it.
Even if he
If he
does,
does,
I mean,
what they gonna do? I don't know what's going on with Tampa Bay. I forgot they was even there low key because of Brady being gone.
Right.
Don't
so
know.
did
So,
everyone else in the world.
it's easily Aaron Rodgers. If he don't deliver, besides plus what they gave up and the way they've been acquiescing to almost every demand he made before he got there. It's A-Rod. You got
Yeah.
Quinn Williams. I think Quinn Williams. He got an extension there.
Yep.
Sauce Gardner.
Yeah,
You
just
got
got paid.
dude, they won the offensive rookie of the year. My God, you got
Garrett
some
Wilson.
weapons. You got some. Gary Wilson. Excuse me. You got some people. Deliver. That's all it
Yeah.
is. You force your
haven't-
way there. Deliver.
They currently have the longest playoff drought in the NFL. They have not been since 2011, I think it was. But yeah, they had Sanchez was their quarterback. That gives you context right there. JJ, what do you think? New quarterback with a new team that has the most pressure.
I completely disagree with all you guys, and I think it's Derek Carr because I think Aaron Rodgers will have the excuse that nobody wants to give him is the father time if he doesn't prevail. But I think Derek Carr is literally in danger of becoming a possible backup if he does not perform this season with this team because there's already an expectation that he's not a great quarterback to begin with. Aaron Rodgers' career is done. Regardless of what he does this year, his career is solidified. And at the end of the day, he has a Super Bowl ring. And a lot of teams that have guys that go to other teams to try to get a ring, that's the pressure that comes with it. He already has his ring. And if he has a bad year, which in Aaron Rodgers' standard is considered a good year for most quarterbacks, he's going to be considered great. So I don't really consider Aaron Rodgers having the most pressure. And as far as the New York media, Aaron Rodgers loves being the smartest guy in the room. So he's not worried about New York media because he's going to enjoy playing with New York media. As far as it, I really think it's Derek Carr because at the end of the day, a lot of people have sit there and blamed last year's season on the fact that it was John Gruden being released and so many things going on that Derek Carr could have a little scapegoat. I think Derek Carr has to prove it this year. Otherwise, he may be considered possibly being benched or be considering a backup because people have already had an opinion about him as not being a good quarterback. Like if Aaron Rodgers had a bad year and Derek Carr had a bad year, their responses are going to be different. It's, he got it. Father Time got him. He might need to become a backup or no longer retire. That's it. That doesn't tarnish his legacy. But if Derek Carr has a bad year, you weren't the guy that people thought you were. You wasn't the guy that Oakland should have gotten in the first place. I honestly think it's not Aaron Rodgers, and I think it's kind of I don't look at them as a team that has to get there to the AFC Championship game to sit there and be a great team because, to be honest with you, the AFC is freaking loaded. Anyone who gets to the AFC Championship game out of this for the freaking year is going to be a worthy team because you're going to have to battle to get there. But as we're looking at New Orleans Saints on the NFC, outside of Philly and San Francisco, there are really no other teams that strike out like being amazing. Oh, yeah, Derek Carr has all the pressure in the world to sit here and get this New Orleans team that has been desperate to try to get back to the playoffs. Get back there. So I'm going to sit here and say Derek Carr.
But the difference is that the Saints do not have the same expectations as the Jets team. The Jets team has very, very high expectations. Nobody's talking about the Saints.
That's very true, but Aaron Rodgers is 39 years old. That's the first thing people want to sit there and say is Father Time got him. That absolves New York Jets season that absolves them because he's old. All you got to do is sit there and ship him out and get a new person in. Derek Carr, who is still young, who and by NFL standards is entering his prime, does not get you there. You just spent a significant amount of money for a guy that has not got you to where you wanted him to get you to. What are you going to do then? Aaron Rodgers, you can retire and get him a new quarterback and be good to go. But if you get rid of Derek Carr, how are you going to get rid of Derek Carr with that contract? Not at all. I honestly think Derek Carr is the one that has the most pressure.
Fair enough.
Yep, fair enough indeed. All right, well, we'll move on to our next topic here, and that is our AFC East preview. One of the tougher divisions in football. Of course, with the hoopla with the Jets that we've been talking about, of course, throughout the program. Also, another story in that division is how is Tua Tagovailoa going to come back from his ills of last season? Is he going to protect himself a little better? Is he going to stay healthy? If he stays healthy, what's he going to do with this team around him? You know, he's still got Jalen Waddle. He's still got Jeff Wilson, still got Tyreek Hill. And basically what's the Miami defense? How's that going to hold up? New England. I've been seeing rumblings and know how accurate it is. I took a quick look today because I was in between time at work. We were saying Bill Belichick may be on the hot seat if he does not do anything this year. And then, of course, you got the Bills, in which, for the past couple of seasons, it's been their division. You got Josh Allen, of course, Stephon Diggs. He got through with his drama. He returned to camp and everything. They are looking at bouncing back from their divisional round loss to Cincinnati last season. I'm going to swing it over to JT. And your thoughts on the AFC East preview, if you wish, where you got everybody finishing?
This is a great division, first of all. I think there are 3 teams that you could say are 3 playoff caliber teams. I think it's going to be very interesting. There's a lot of storylines that go into it. But I am buying the Jets hype. And I have the Jets finishing in the top of this division. And I think that Aaron is going to answer a lot of the questions like that people were having. I know that it was kind of ugly the way that things ended in Green Bay. But when I look at that team, I think both sides of the ball, they have very good players. They have good players on defense. They have Quentin Williams, who they just re-signed to a big deal. They have Sauce Gardner. He's one of the best corners in the league. This is a second-year player. I think he's going to continue to get better. And then Aaron's got a lot of weapons all over there. And, Dalvin Cook, I think Dalvin Cook to the Jets is something that could happen. I know that the Dolphins have been in the mix. But I think that him going there, him paired with Breece Hall, that would be a crazy dynamic backfield. But I have the Dolphins finishing second. I think that we get a healthy Tua back and they're able to protect him. I think that the Miami Dolphins just have a lot of firepower on offense. And then defense, you go out and add Jalen Ramsey. You got him and Xavier Howard together. It's a great cornerback tandem. And the Bills are a team I want to talk about because I think this team has a lot of potential. But I also think that when I look at the Buffalo Bills, I think that their window is starting to close. So I think when I'm thinking about teams that has like a lot of pressure, I think that the Bills could be a team that disappoints some people this year. All the drama going on with Stephon Diggs and, him being unhappy with the team, I think it could become a distraction to the team. So that's going to be a challenge for the leaders of that team, the captains in the locker room. But I have the Bills finishing third and, of course, New England finishing last. So Jets, Dolphins, Bills, and Patriots.
All right. Now, quick question before we move over to Greg. Do you think that those first 3 are like that the AFC East will send 3 teams to the postseason?
It's hard for me to say. I want to say yes, but I don't think so. I think that the AFC is extremely competitive. I think that the AFC North has just a much strong argument. I think that all 4 of those teams are going to be very competitive. I think that it's not going to be easy to get a wild card spot, even to get a 7 seed, 6 seed. It's going to be very competitive. The AFC West, the AFC North, the AFC East. There's a lot of competitive divisions in the AFC, so I don't think that it's going to be so easy. So if whoever gets in the playoffs in the AFC, they're definitely going to have to earn it. So I think with the AFC East, I think that they will send only 2 teams.
Okay, not bad at all. All right, swing it on to Greg. Your thoughts on this division?
So, like James said, it's going to be a very, very fun division to watch. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers there. We still got Josh Allen. We see how Tua comes back. Plus, again, he mentioned Jalen Ramsey. And then we'll see the drama in New England with Mac Jones. That's a weird thing. I think New England has some drama, but geez. But
oh yeah.
So automatically, I'm putting New England at the bottom of the division because I don't know what's going on over there. They got some issues. The top, I still have Buffalo until someone else proves wrong. Take Buffalo at the top. Which is gonna have to earn that because again, they play the division winners again, so they're going to earn that top spot in the division. So the second and third spot, that's gonna be one of those last game type of situations. I think New York can edge out Miami quickly because again, I don't know about Tua right now. I don't know how he gonna respond to being back to from the multiple concussions and what's gonna happen. If he get another one, and they're gonna make some move. That's the scary thing to think about. Like screw, like
it really is.
Granted, on the flip side with Buffalo, the Damar Hamlin coming back. I'm assuming he's coming back. How he's gonna respond to get him feedback under him after everything that just went on with that. So that division is gonna be it's gonna be exciting to watch. It's gonna be the best division record wise, or because everybody's gonna be so close together. It can be a dogfight. So whoever got in that division, you better watch out because they might be battle tested for real. Because that is, that's a monster over there.
Division.
It is.
So I got Buffalo, New York slightly, Miami, then New England.
All right.
As far as Bill Belichick leaving, I don't even buy that hot seat stuff. He'll leave when he want to leave. That's where I'm at. He'll leave when he's ready to leave, and Robert Kraft knows that he will leave when he's ready to leave. That's because you already lost Brady. That's bad enough. But Belichick too within the last 5 years.
I don't think they'll fire him.
I think Bill Belichick will be like, no, I'm retired. I'm good. Yeah, have fun. I think he'll do that before they even think about putting him on a warm seat.
They'll allow him to leave on his terms or whatever.
No, he'll
Same way they did.
No, he'll legit leave on his terms. Like it won't be no actual like wordplay. He'll actually be like, you know what? I'm good, y'all. Have fun.
Yeah, I can see that, But swinging over to JJ and your thoughts about this division. Who's finishing where?
I got Buffalo as number one because I see Aaron Rodgers in the New York Jets the same way as he was with the Green Bay Packers, because if I look at the dynamic of the team, it was the same thing. Dominant run game, Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. Now you got Breece Hall and I think the Carter guy. Great defense, dot lockdown corners, but Josh Allen faced that type of Green Bay team and beat Aaron Rodgers. So I don't necessarily think that him coming over is just going to dethrone Buffalo, because one thing I do respect about that team is that they do know how to play when it comes to winning division in the regular season. So I think that Buffalo is still going to hold serve and be the number one team in the AFC East. Number two, I do got New York Jets for the simple fact of is I haven't seen Tua do what I've seen Josh Allen do in terms of going toe for toe with the best quarterbacks at their actual best. And so for me, I will give Aaron Rodgers the nod because he has a good defense. He has a good running game. And he's a heck of a quarterback. I don't know what the stat line is, but to be in what years? He came in 2006. So that's what, year 17?
05. So year 18.
05. 18 and literally just get over 100 interceptions to touchdowns. That's insane. Like, I don't think people really realize how insane that is for a guy who plays in the league and throws as much as he does, because that's crazy. So I give the Jets the chance to be the second seed because, they're going to, be able to sustain. I will deny Greg on this, and I will, when we get to this division, I'll explain why I feel this way. But I don't think the AFC East is going to be the best division with the best records. I truly think the AFC North is going to be the one out of the AFC with the best division with the best records, because every team in that division has their quarterback that they believe in, has their makeup of their team. And I said I was going to get into it. We'll wait till we get to the AFC North.
We'll get there when we get there.
Yes. So I got Miami in third. And I got New England at fourth, but I do think New England's going to be a competitive team because just off the fact that Bill B, no matter how much he has and what he does not have, he can get up for a team and spoil their chances of making the playoffs here and there. He's done it before, and he will do it again. So I will say that I have Buffalo, New York Jets, Miami, and what's that team called? New England. But I don't.
What's that team called? He says.
But I don't think Miami's going to make the playoffs for the simple fact that I think the AFC is going to be way too strong, way too strong.
Hey, no, absolutely.
I'm gonna miss it.
Real quick before we move on, for the reasons that Greg and JJ said, I know Aaron Rodgers coming in. He's got a great team behind him, and there's a lot of hype behind it and everything. It's just, until further notice, it's still Buffalo's division. So I've got them finishing number 1. Of course, I got the Jets at number 2 at 10-7. They think they do absolutely make the playoffs. Let's not forget, Aaron Rodgers won a ring as a wild card team, so it's not out of the realm of thought. Also got Miami at 9-8. So for the same reason as Greg, they finished just kind of neck and neck with each other. New England at 6-11. I do not think that they will call for Belichick's head, but they will definitely call for Mac Jones's head. All right, next topic. New York Jets on Hard Knocks. So
talking about the Jets all day today.
Oh yeah, Gang Green. This one here is for you, baby.
Yes,
They've been selected to be on HBO's Hard Knocks. When interviewing Aaron Rodgers, the 4-time league most valuable player, said he understood the rationale behind the decision to select the Jets. He said, I understand the appeal with us. There's a lot of eyes on me, a lot of eyes on our team, a lot of expectations for our squad. We actually had talked about this. This was on the sports exchanges earlier this week, so you all watching, just know you can catch that on different replays on Stream TV, also on Sideline Sports and the South Florida Tribune as well. This right here is this is interesting. Greg, our boys was on Hard Knocks once. Remember that?
That was actually a fun year.
Was that the year that? Hold on. Was that the year that DeAndre Hopkins cooked?
I forgot, boy.
What's the name?
D-Hall.
Oh, he cooked him, bro. Like, y'all know the one I'm talking about. Though.
Every offseason, right before the season, they still replay that.
It's so cute. It's so cute to talk about Hard Knocks because we know the first team that was actually debuting Hard Knocks.
Damn, who was that, JJ? Who
was
that?
That was none other than the Super Bowl reigning champions of the Baltimore Ravens that debuted this epic series that everybody is on now.
Just so everyone knows,
I don't actually watch it.
JJ is putting out there that HBO is the house that the Ravens built. JT, your thoughts on the Jets being on Hard Knocks?
I think this was so predictable. I think we knew this was going to happen. Like, the criteria of the teams that you got to get people to want to watch it. People are not going to want to watch the Saints. People are not going to watch the Buccaneers. People are not going to watch one of these. I don't want to say a sorry team because the Jets have not been successful either. But, you got Aaron Rodgers. You got a whole NFL media talking about the New York Jets. So I'm interested to actually watch this because I actually want to see what is Aaron talking about when, he said he went on a darkness retreat. I still don't know what that is. So Aaron, he's a great quarterback, but he's a weird person. So I'm interested to learn more about his actual personality. So maybe I'll watch a couple episodes, but for me, I thought it was pretty predictable.
Aaron Rodgers by the years is just starting to remind me of just turn back the clock and just imagine you went to Woodstock back in 1967, right? And you got that one hippie. Yeah, that one hippie that's he's zooted off of whatever mushroom or whatever weed. And he's like, dude, I could totally make it in the NFL.
I want to bring this up though. There was some, I don't know what it was, but there was some psychedelic conference that he went to, and he was a guest speaker, and he said, hey, y'all can say anything about science or whatever, but I threw 44 touchdowns when I was on this LSD. This guy is a crazy guy.
And he went hard. He was like, bro, this is not testable. You cannot detect it. I've been taking it. I put my boys on it. I was like, what? How come all these other quarterbacks ain't discovered this magic plant, man? Come on. But Greg, swinging on to you, man. Your thoughts about the Jets on Hard Knocks?
All right, so first of all, let's keep it real. The Jets were voluntold to do this. They didn't want to do this. They were voluntold to do this. So, with that being said, real quick, for those who don't realize, that's the criteria, which is if you're a first-year head coach, or you've been to playoffs the last couple of years, or you've been on the show already, you are out the running, unless they just pick you, which left us with slim pickings. It was the Jets, Bears, Saints, and the Commanders. Yeah, it was really obvious which one they were going to choose. Let's be honest. The Bears, who wanted to? Don't get me wrong. I like Justin Fields, but like, ain't nothing to talk about other than why they decided to trade the number 1 pick. That's that, right? Saints, okay, maybe Derek Carr, but again, it's Derek Carr and the Saints. Commanders, unless you want to talk about Dan Snyder,
which we will next. Go ahead.
Which,
Yeah,
I guess, but I saw Dan Snyder. Who are you going to talk about? Sam Howell?
Sure.
I mean,
me
personally, like just the casual that really don't care, right? So of course it's going to be the Jets. It makes too much sense in the world. Aaron Rodgers is unpredictable. He's predictable. He's unpredictable at the same time. We don't know what the hell he's going to say, but they do give us a chance to see what Sauce Gardner is about, because he sounds like he got some swag to him. I want to see it for real. I want to see if they're going to show it. Him and Quentin Williams and all them boys. Yeah, I would watch this.
The newly signed Quentin Williams.
Get your money, my guy. Big money. Get your money, my guy.
Longest extension for a defensive tackle in history.
But the real question though is, who's gonna be on the in-season Hard Knocks? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
I forgot they started doing the one in season.
They started doing one in season as well. Yeah. I could definitely mess with what you're saying, Greg, because like, you could find yourself volunteering one of these teams, because man, Goodell ain't missing out on no money.
He's not missing on no money.
All right, let's go to JJ. JJ, what's your thoughts?
I agree with Greg. I mean, you got a 4-time MVP, an ace defensive rookie of the year. More than likely would have been the offensive rookie of the year, coming back, a newly signed defensive tackle who consider your stalwart, and you're in the Big Apple. Yes, it made perfect sense to get the New York Jets with a guy who we all will sit here and say throughout the COVID regulations all that stuff, played with the media with immunized. Oh yeah, he is made for TV. He's like NFL Burt Reynolds. I'm gonna be very honest with you. He's like the NFL Burt Reynolds.
Yep.
He is the guy that is going to be somebody that's going to be must-see TV. And they're also going to play a factor in this. There are reports that came out and said he has treated other quarterbacks the same way he got treated from Brett Favre. So you don't think Hard Knocks want to capture that?
Oh, yeah.
Of course they want to. They want to see.
My guy, the mother lover. That guy, I forgot about him.
Yes, they want to see
That's right.
how Aaron Rodgers is every single day. And I'm pretty sure Aaron Rodgers is relishing at this chance. And I think New York media and New York Jets are going to be great. I'll be very honest with you. I haven't seen Hard Knocks in maybe 15 years, but I get what they're trying to do, because I don't care about the Commanders. Dan Snyder is gone. Okay? If they were doing it throughout the process, go watch them. I want to see that thing unfold. I want to see that man get crazy. Don't nobody care about them. They gone. Tim Tebow 2.0 and Derek Carr? No, I don't care about that. If I'm a viewer, I don't want to see somebody who does not go out to parties, who does not be crazy, we're thinking about Hard Knocks is not thinking about the ins and outs of the football game. They're thinking about what's going to sell tickets and what's going to sell ratings and get everything. So you got to get the person that's going to be the one that's going to bring the most energy. And that's going to be the New York Jets. So I get what they have. I mean, I will say this. Aaron, you a bad boy. You got everything you want here, bro. You got everything you want here.
Oh,
what you about?
Yep, absolutely. Well, let's go on to our next topic, and that is that Dan Snyder used blackmail PowerPoint to lessen NFL punishment and what this means for an NFL. So something I dug up here, and this is via an ESPN investigative feature from Don Van Natta Jr. and Seth Wickersham. It's a USA Today article, and it was quoted in saying, when Snyder's lawyers, famed defense attorney Joe Tacopina, assisted by Reed Smith partners Jordan Steve and James McCarroll, began to show a series of slides, those in the room were stunned, according to sources. What was presented was not a defense against any of Wilkinson's findings made against Snyder. It was a series of screenshots of potentially embarrassing emails and texts from several top league executives, including Goodell's top lieutenant, Jeff Posh. The rationale, according to a source with firsthand knowledge, was to argue the hypocrisy of league officials judging Snyder. The tactics were so ruthless that some attorneys felt uncomfortable. Although none of the content was sexist, anti-gay, or graphic, the signal was clear. If Goodell didn't do what Snyder wanted in terms of handling the Wilkinson report and punishment, these emails and texts would be leaked. It became known in league circles as the blackmail PowerPoint. JT,
why couldn't we get that on Hard Knocks? Okay,
Exactly.
like I'm saying, like why couldn't we get that on Hard
They
Knocks?
need to make a documentary about it on Netflix.
This
but-
definitely.
okay.
I mean, does this really surprise anybody? Like, Dan Snyder is one of the most dirtiest men, not even in sports, but in the world. He's just
I
a
want to
very,
see it.
he's a very
I just want to salute the petty king of the NFL. It was Jim Irsay for a minute. This is the petty king of the NFL. My man's on the way out.
Does he not, to be honest with y'all, does he not look like a snitch? If you look at him, does he not look like a snitch?
My man said, "I will call my father on y'all." He has a lawyer. Damn it,
That man, like you guys said, we knew this was coming. That man was going to sit there and expose it all, let it all out.
He said, "He's gonna burn the house down."
Put that on Hard Knocks.
Everybody in
to be
there
fair,
on the way out.
To be fair, like,
And get my $6 billion.
I do think that there's also like a lot of. I think Dan Snyder's only one of many guys like him. I think that there's a lot of guys like him that have stuff that they don't.
Yeah, Greg and Jay are a fan of one.
Keep going, JT.
But yeah, I mean, Dan Snyder doing this, it doesn't really surprise anybody. He was trying to run.
They like the team.
He was trying to run from getting fully exposed, of course. So we're just gonna have to have conversations about what we think Dan Snyder has been hiding this whole time. But he was the type of guy that was just like, look, man, if y'all gonna expose me, then I'm gonna expose everybody, and y'all all gonna be screwed. So
do it.
It was a big mess, and he prevented it. So I guess he was slimy enough to use that to his advantage one last time, and that's it.
So in the general world, right? If you are an informant, okay, you're wired up and everything, you pretty much can do whatever the hell you want to do, because they're trying to go after who they want to go. He does kind of, remind me of somebody that might be wired up, and now that he might have done a little bit too much, it's like, oh no, I'm gonna take down the people that's above me. Yeah, that's it. That was predictable. Greg, go ahead, man.
I stand a petty king. My guy is super petty. My man said, "I'm gonna burn the house down, get my $6 billion when I sell this team, and say goodbye, best of luck." But for once, though, I mean, I think the story was because it was more so of the whole Gruden situation as well. I think there was a story connected to it as well. But yeah, I'm not surprised, as like you said. But then again, when you back someone in the corner and they got nothing to lose because again, on their own way out and they don't get rewarded for it. Oh yeah, this was expected. I'm surprised we can hear more stories about this happening sooner. Personally.
There's nothing more fun than seeing an egotistical man get humbled. Okay? There is nothing more fun because this man got humbled and humbled bad. So you knew he was going to be like, well, if I'm going down, I'm taking all y'all down with me. And I think we said this on the show about like when we were talking about this like a couple months ago. We said he going to bring who he going to bring down with him? Who he going to bring down with him? However, you may have a good bite, but the NFL is the bite. And they was like, come with that. That's okay. We'll X your behind out here because your team is a team nobody cares about in the first place. So we don't care about your ratings on your side. So you don't have that working for you. You're not really selling tickets. Your stadium is trash.
Yep.
You have allegations against you. Boy, come at us all you want.
And the funny thing was,
do what you got to do. Yeah. Nobody cares about you. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's this man, Dan Snyder. And I will be honest with you because I ain't trying to say I'm trying to get in trouble, but I have met former Redskins players or Commanders players that have spoken the truth about that organization. This was only a matter of time.
Yeah.
Real talk.
Yeah, but so and it's funny. I think it was the funniest part of all of this, like the whole year or so, was when he tried to come at Jim Irsay, and Irsay was like, "Look, my God, I got nothing to lose. Y'all seen everything I have been through. I ain't got nothing to hide. I got nothing to be ashamed of. So you can try me if you want to, but it's already been out there. Once he really couldn't mess with that guy, oh yeah, you was good. You was good. You was good as gold, my
Does
God.
Dan not give you the vibes of the homeboy from Recess?
Randall.
Does he not give you the vibes of the snitch? I mean, I'll be honest with you. When you look at him, he looks like the type of person that when push comes to shove, he gonna cry and say everything. I mean, it's just who he is.
Yeah. Well, hey guys, we got about 5 minutes left on the show. We're gonna get on to our non-sports topic real quick, and that is our non-sports topic of the week is plainly titled sex.
I don't know how this conversation came up, but it was in like a group text conversation. We started talking about different things about sex. So I don't know like exactly what we're supposed to be doing here, but just hear me out. I have a list of some facts that I want to drop when it comes to sex. Sex has a lot of benefits to it. It has health benefits, it has relationship benefits. So this was a research that I was able to find. Number one, physical exercise. Sex is a form of physical activity that can increase heart rate, burn calories, and provide cardiovascular workout. Boom. Don't need a gym membership. Stress reduction. Sexual activity releases endorphins, which are natural mood boosting chemicals that can reduce stress levels. Immune system boost. Regular sexual activity has been linked to improving your immune system function, potentially due to the release of antibodies that happens during sex. Improved sleep. Orgasms can promote better sleep by releasing hormones such as oxytocin and endorphins, which induce relaxation and enhance your sleep quality. Pain relief. Sexual activity has also been known to alleviate certain types of pain, such as headaches, menstrual cramps, and back injuries. Relationship enhancement. A healthy sexual relationship can foster emotional intimacy and bonding. And hormonal balance. Sexual activity can help regulate hormone levels, including those related to stress, mood, and reproduction. So there you have it. Like, people say sex is this bad thing. Like, you shouldn't be having sex. You don't need to be doing it. It's bad. You can get addicted to it. There's more good that can come from it than bad. So I say have sex. Mic drop.
And there it is, Dr.
We should
Love
ask
James
Philip
once
Rivers how we feel about
again
that.
with the factoids about sex. And so absolutely, go forth, be merry, have sex, but have safe while doing it. Greg, your thoughts?
We should get Philip Rivers on the show at one point because how you get the whole squad? Him, Nick Cannon, and Tony Cromartie. Bring all of them. Have a round table. But no.
Future.
But yes.
That would be awesome.
But yes, there's obviously a lot of benefits, and yes, obviously we don't want to repopulation is cool, but make sure you can pay for repopulation because these kids they deserve to be born in a crazy situation.
Yeah,
but also, most importantly, like the person who you possibly recreating with. I'm just saying, you want to create a happy household at the very minimum. If you're going to have a accident, so
yeah.
And
JJ, real quick before we sign off.
I'm a virgin. I don't know what the heck y'all talking about.
Okay. All right.
And there it is. All right.
It don't mind. It's all right. Cap.
No, but on the real though, I mean, the three most basic needs is eat, sleep, and so at the end of the day, I think oftentimes people don't engage in sex because of other people's feelings about it, as opposed to what they actually feel about the person that they, want to, engage with. If you want to do what you do, I always say when it comes to sex, whatever you do, just stand behind it. At the end of the day, it's your life. Nobody's going to sit there and live it for you. If you want to sit here and enjoy the company of multiple women and multiple men, do it. But accept the consequences that come with it, which means you're at a higher risk for whatever comes with the STIs and so forth. If you don't want to do it, and you're just going to have to live with the fact that maybe you're going to have these fantasies, not live them out. Like in my opinion, in my life, I lived out my fantasies. Why don't you do it? Like, have fun. But, you know, when you want something different, just change course. But as far as sex, I mean, it ain't the problem. It's your mentality towards it. That's the problem, in my opinion.
Hey, very true. Well, everybody, that is the show. Shout out to Greg J. Thanks for joining us on the show. Real quick before we sign off, man, where can everybody find you, and give a brief about your photography gig?
Real simple, man. It's Greg72. That is my personal handle. You need some pictures, video. I got you. You hit me up, tell me what you need. If I can shoot it, I will show up. There are some limit stuff, but we'll talk about that behind the curtain. But still, no. Anything you need, I got you. No worries. And like I told James before, you fly me out, I'll do it for free, just for the trip.
All right,
no cap on
that. That beats driving in Houston. That's for dang sure.
Man, look, we ain't gonna talk about that right now. That's a whole other show.
Driving in Houston.
Yeah,
you ain't got enough time on this show for that.
All right. Well, we do got to sign off, fellas. So for JT, our guest Greg, and JJ, who's probably going to go have 5 more at the bar. I am Denzel Snipes. We will see y'all in 7 days. This is the Gauntlet.